Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving deep today into, well, a really significant demographic shift.
Yeah, it's something that's genuinely reshaping things globally.
Exactly. We're talking about this notable, kind of increasing trend of Indian citizens renouncing their citizenship.
Hmm.
So we're going to take a close look at some recent government figures, some reports too, that help us understand this whole phenomenon.
Right, try and get a handle on the scope, what's driving it, and, the implications.
Definitely. And just to set the stage straight away, the Union Ministry of External Affairs recently put out a pretty striking figure.
The latest one.
Yeah, for 2024 alone, a total of 206,378 Indian citizens formally gave up their citizenship.
206,000. That's quite something.
It is. And it's not just a one-off. It continues this pattern of high renunciations we've seen over the last few years.
So it's a sustained trend.
It really tells a story. When you actually lay out the year-on-year data, a very clear picture starts to emerge.
Let's hear them.
Okay, so as we said, 2024, 206,378. If you look back just a bit, 2023 saw 216,219.
Slightly higher then.
Right. And the peak year, that was 2022, recorded an even higher 225,620.
Wow, okay. Before those really high numbers, 2021 was at 163,370.
So a big jump between 21 and 22.
Huge jump. Then stepping back further, 2020, that was lower, 85,256.
The pandemic year effect, perhaps?
Could be, and 2019 had 144,017. So you can see the numbers have sort of bounced around, but the overall direction.
It's been up, definitely up. What's truly fascinating when we look at these figures is how they really show that sustained, accelerated trend you mentioned.
Right.
I mean, while 2024 does show a marginal decline compared to, say, the peaks in 2022 and 2023.
It's still very high.
Exactly. Those numbers are still dramatically higher than anything before 2022. If we connect this to the bigger picture, the trend really accelerated, notably after 2019.
Yeah, that jump between 2021 and 2022.
It effectively doubled from around 163,000 to over 225,000. That's massive.
It really is. So even with these, slight dips in 23 and 24, the figures are still profoundly elevated compared to, well, any period before 2022.
So it's not just a temporary blip.
No. It reflects something deeper, I think. A more enduring shift, maybe, in global mobility, individual choices, that sort of thing.
That acceleration is really, really striking. What do these numbers suggest about the underlying reasons, the pressures, or maybe the opportunities driving such a big shift?
Well, the reports themselves mostly give us the raw data, but the sheer scale, it forces you to look at the broader context, right?
Sure.
You can infer that this acceleration, especially post-2019, could be linked to several things happening globally and domestically.
Like what, for instance?
Well, think about the period after 2020. Lots of people reevaluated their lives, didn't they? Work-life balance, priorities. Maybe that pushed some to seek new environments.
That makes sense.
Economically, certain sectors grew really fast globally. Highly skilled people might have found better or maybe more specialized opportunities elsewhere.
Right, and post-pandemic immigration policies.
Absolutely. Many countries opened up pathways to attract skilled labor. That created more avenues for people looking to move.
So a mix of push and pull factors.
Yeah, I think it's likely a combination, both personal reasons and these bigger systemic things contributing to this sustained outflow.
And if we zoom out even further, the total number over time,
Yeah.
it really puts things into perspective.
The cumulative figure.
Yeah, it's not just about the annual numbers, it's a long-term thing. Over the past 13 years, from 2011 to 2023, more than 18 lakh people,
1.8 million.
1.8 million former Indian citizens renounced their citizenship. I mean, to put that in perspective, that's like the whole population of a major city, maybe Jaipur.
Or, yeah, several times the population of a smaller country like Malta.
Exactly, and they're not all going to the same few places.
No, that's another key point.
These individuals, they've adopted citizenship in 135 different countries, all over the globe.
That global spread is really remarkable. And that geographical diversity, I think, is critical to understanding this trend properly.
How so?
Well, while we consistently see the big economically advanced places like the US, UK, Canada, UAE, Singapore, they're always top choices for new nationalities.
The usual suspects.
Right. But the data also shows something pretty intriguing.
Because
It includes nations that, by standard economic measures might seem less developed than India itself.
really, that is interesting.
Yeah, and it's not just a handful of people, it's a measurable part of the whole picture.
That's genuinely thought-provoking. Why would people choose such a wide range of countries? Sometimes places not seen as, economic powerhouses.
Right. It suggests the reasons go beyond just pure economic opportunity, doesn't it?
It really must.
Absolutely. I mean, deciding to renounce your citizenship, take on another, that's a huge, very personal decision. It's multifaceted.
Sure.
So when we see people choosing countries that aren't the usual economic giants, it strongly suggests a more nuanced set of priorities is at work.
Like what kind of priorities?
Well, for some, it could be very specific job opportunities, niche industries, research fields that happen to be strong in that particular country.
Ah, okay. Like specialized agriculture or resource management, maybe?
Exactly, things like that. Another big factor is often the legal side of things, especially around dual citizenship.
Because India doesn't allow it.
Precisely. India doesn't permit dual nationality. So if someone needs or wants dual citizenship, maybe for easier travel, owning property, business interests across regions.
They have no choice but to renounce Indian citizenship if they want another one.
Right. And some of these less developed nations might actually have more liberal dual citizenship laws that could make them attractive for certain people.
That makes sense. What about family?
Oh, family reunification is huge. If relatives have already moved somewhere, regardless of its economic ranking, people might follow just to be together.
Yeah, of course.
And then there's lifestyle. Some people might just want a slower pace of life or a different climate or a cultural environment that fits them better. It's not always about chasing the highest GDP.
So personal values playing a big part.
Definitely. Political stability in a specific region, access to certain markets for entrepreneurs, maybe unique schools for their kids. It could be any number of things. It's certainly not just a simple economic migration story.
So it's not just a straightforward case of brain drain towards the richest countries. It's much more complex, like a tapestry of individual choices.
Exactly. A tapestry is a good word. It shows modern global mobility is driven by way more than just GDP figures.
Yeah.
And it challenges that simplistic brain drain narrative we often hear.
Right.
What we're seeing is, a more sophisticated pattern. Individuals are optimizing for a whole range of factors: quality of life, career paths, family, legal flexibility.
Which makes it much trickier to analyze, I suppose, and for a country to manage.
Absolutely. So what does this all mean, especially from, say, an official perspective in India? The Ministry of External Affairs. They've weighed in on this.
And their take is interesting.
It is. They've underscored that having a thriving, prosperous, influential Indian diaspora actually benefits India's global soft power.
It's an interesting framing, isn't it? Turning what some might see as a loss into a potential gain.
Exactly. The official stance recognizes the huge contribution the diaspora makes. And just to be clear, soft power is about influence through attraction, persuasion, not force.
Culture, values, policies.
Right. So when the diaspora thrives abroad, people of Indian origin excelling, contributing locally, leading companies, making cultural impacts, it subtly but powerfully boosts India's global image and appeal.
So the outflow isn't just seen as people leaving.
But as part of a global movement that can ultimately serve India's interests abroad, these individuals become, in a way, informal ambassadors. They contribute to transnational knowledge sharing, expertise exchange, fostering collaborations in science, tech, business, arts.
You see that with Indian origin CEOs, top researchers.
Precisely. Their success indirectly buffs India's reputation, opens doors, and let's not forget, remittances, money sent back home. That's a huge economic factor.
That's a strong case for the soft power benefit. But, the flip side. Some will definitely argue this outflow, especially skilled people, is a brain drain, a loss of talent India needs.
That's a crucial counterpoint, and it's a discussion that absolutely happens even if these specific reports focus on the positives.
So the official line highlights the benefits, but the brain drain concern exists.
Undeniably. The departure of skilled professionals always sparks that debate. Is it brain drain, a permanent loss, or maybe brain circulation?
What's brain circulation in this context?
The idea that even if people change citizenship, they can still contribute back to India. Through those remittances we mentioned, investments, transferring knowledge, acting as a bridge for trade, cultural exchange.
So a continuing connection.
Yes. The implications of these trends are significant, really, for both India and the countries receiving these individuals.
How so?
For India, it's about managing this flow. Yes, it's a challenge to retain top talent, but it's also an opportunity to leverage the diaspora's influence and networks for national development. It means adapting to a more mobile world, finding ways to engage.
And for the receiving countries?
Well, it's often a big influx of skilled people. They contribute to economies, societies, fill labor gaps, boost innovation, add cultural richness.
But there can be challenges, too.
Sure. Integration, managing diverse communities, sometimes debates about impacts on local job markets. It really shows that complex link between, individual mobility and national interests today.
This whole discussion seems to point towards a big shift, doesn't it?
Yep.
Away from a purely national view of citizenship toward something more fluid, more global.
I think that's exactly right. That's the core of it. These numbers really push us to rethink traditional ideas about citizenship, national identity. It's not static anymore for many people.
Identity becoming more layered.
Yeah. Maybe an Indian heritage, but combined with a new national allegiance. The pool of opportunities across borders, economic, social, personal, it's strong.
And people are making choices based on their own past, their families.
In a global context, yes, it isn't necessarily about rejecting the past, but maybe embracing new possibilities. It points to a future where perhaps global citizens define more by skills and aspirations than just birthplace.
Will increasingly shape things.
Yeah, shaping international relations, economies. So ultimately, this raises a really important question for you, the listener, to think about.
What's that?
What do these numbers really tell us about how global identity is evolving, about the pool of opportunities across borders in our time, and maybe how this will continue to shape our world in the decades ahead?
That's a powerful thought to leave with, a really thought-provoking question. It highlights how these personal choices connect to huge global trends. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's definitely complex, and it's ongoing. We'll certainly keep tracking it as the numbers and the stories continue to shift.
All the best, and we will meet again with another important matter again.